Hi Lisa, this is Chris. You know me. Anyhow, this is your questions on 3D printing, the BuddyGripper, and how I've used it. So, your first question, what is 3D printing? Well, 3D printing is actually a new technology that's come out, and well, it's actually been out for a long time, for about 20 years, but it's just finally become popular in sort of mainstream hobby networks. But it's really the idea that it's a printer that prints layer by layer 3D objects. For example, you could print a Coke can, you could print a cup, you could print a pen case, you could print a lot of things. And the way it does is you take a 3D model, it takes that 3D model that's designed in a computer, and then it slices that into many levels, and then it goes printing level by level with a little machine. It looks a lot like your standard inkjet printer. What types of equipment do you need to use to use a 3D printer? You need to have access to a 3D printing machine. There are several different types, which I think you get to in another question. And you need a computer, and you need some sort of like software program that can model in 3D. Today there's a lot of engineering software tools that can help you with this, but there's also a lot of free tools like Google SketchUp and 123D Design, I think it is, .com. Anyway, it's a product by Odesk, and they're trying to get you to use their service of 3D printing. So it's becoming more accessible to anybody. And in fact, we're working on another project called u3dit.com, where we try to work with anybody who wants to make something, whether you send a picture, you send a little description in text, and we print that, we design it, we print it for you using 3D printers local to where you're at. How does 3D printing have anything to do with the BuddyGripper? Well, for those of you who don't know what the BuddyGripper is this piece of plastic here that you can put on the back of a cell phone, and this allows you to set it down on the table and let it rest and watch a movie or whatever. In this case, I'm reading your question. But anyway, the 3D printer allows me to quickly design the BuddyGripper and then print it out. An hour later, I now have a mock-up of what a BuddyGripper now looks like, and if I don't design a hole correctly, I can change the diameter of the hole, I can change the depth of it, I can change the size, change the scale, very quickly and very low cost. Traditional machining technologies, typically you only get good cost benefits with high volume. This, it costs me the same to print one as it does to print 20, assuming time is not a factor. So that's how we got involved with 3D printing with BuddyGripper. A lot of associated mobile devices now, I'm printing different accessories for them. So very cool, very, very cool technology, gonna, I think, change the world. Let's see here. Isn't it expensive to work out tweaks on a prototype using a 3D printer? Wouldn't it be easier and cheaper to just make a sculpture and work it out that way? I think it's a fantastic way to start. Definitely buying a 3D printer can be expensive, although they're also coming down in price. The lowest cost 3D printer I've heard of is about $150. I just recently purchased one for cringe now $2,300, but it has much higher tolerance specifications. It can print with higher precision, better material, bigger pieces, so you get what you pay for in a lot of ways. And also I don't have to assemble anything. These are typically kits that you have to assemble yourself. But no, in terms of, the only thing you lose with a prototype is you lose the time it took you to make the modification. But really it's like you right click, print, and then it starts. So you can print something when you're at lunch, and by the time you get back from lunch it'll be printed. How expensive is it to use a 3D printer? If you already have the software that's free, it's really just whatever you value your time at. And then to print from a 3D printer, it's about, for a small object like the BuddyGripper, it would probably cost you about $20 or $30 to print, plus shipping and handling. So, people are trying to amortize their machines, but overall, it's, if you own the machine yourself, it costs about 7.5 cents to print a BuddyGripper, as opposed to other manufacturing. If I manufactured a one-off BuddyGripper, that can cost me anywhere up to $60 to $70. So it's quite a bit more expensive to make things by hand. How much time did it take you to develop a file? I guess I'm pretty savvy now with 3D CAD modeling. I can make CAD models pretty quickly and assemblies as well, but typically I use SolidWorks. SolidWorks is an industry standard amongst others like Autodesk, Solid Edge, Katia, and other programs. So anyway, but yeah, those are the ones I use. But I think we're excited about the ones that will be lower cost or even free, like Google SketchUp or the U3D type stuff. Or sorry, not U3D, it's 123 Design, I think it is. I can send you a link. Is this something available to anyone, for anyone to use, or is this technology user-friendly? I would say it's becoming more and more user-friendly, but at the current moment I would say it's really for engineers and hobbyists. But again, with u3d.com, we're going to try to bring it to anybody. If you want to print a gift that's customized for your friend, we will make that happen for you using a network of 3D printers and a network of developers. Be excited for that. That's going to be very cool, and it will be hopefully coming out soon. How long did it take me to develop the BuddyGripper? The whole process didn't take very long, but it was just because I've sort of spread thin with other projects. But the gadget itself didn't take very long. I would say that, just a few hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, but it's obviously improved with time. What's really taken the time is to develop the business and the business model and how to develop customers and get customers. So mechanical engineering wasn't so bad. Maybe thank you in part to my education in mechanical engineering, and UC Berkeley, but it's really the whole package, the business and everything. How many prototypes did you make before you went to manufacturing? To be honest with you, I didn't know about 3D printing beforehand, so I made handmade, machined prototypes in low volumes, and it cost me quite a bit to do that. That was the investment I made. But if I would have had a 3D printer, I could have made samples at very, very low cost and very, very fast. So cool. If you have any other questions, let me know. But otherwise, thank you for these well thought out questions. Wow.